Hi, everybody. Hi, folks. Oh, it's so exciting seeing folks on here. Hi. All right. So people are going to be rolling in. I'm so excited to see you all. My name is Emily, and I am the First Year Experiences Associate Director. So I'm currently taking over CU Denver's Instagram to share some information with you about our First Year Experiences program at CU Denver. So during this Instagram Live, if you have any questions for me, feel free to drop them in the chat. And if I miss your question, just keep posting it in there so I can get back to it as well. So a little bit about first year experiences and what it means. So first year experiences is for incoming students for their first semester at CU Denver. So it's for both first-time first-year students and also first-time transfer students. So if you are looking to transfer in the fall of 2020 to CU Denver, you can also be a part of these programs. So a little bit about first year experiences. You can find us online at www.ucdenver.edu/FYE. So if you want to check out all of our current offerings for the fall, highly suggest going there. But a little overview for you all about FYE programs. So there are 3 options for you in FYE. The first option you'll see in our guide is UNIV 1110. So our UNIV 1110 courses are free, F-R-E-E, y'all. It's a free university elective credit that you can sign up for. And what UNIV 1110 does is it helps you get set up for success at CU Denver and for college in general. So these are small classes. They are capped at 20 students. So once they fill up, they're full. But you're in a group of students that are in the same boat as you. It's their first semester at CU Denver, and you get to build this wonderful learning community together through an instructor at CU Denver, a faculty member or a staff member, and we'll be doing lessons such as time management skills. We put on workshops for you, and we also do strengths quests too, so you learn what it means to be a leader and some of the skills you possess as a leader too. So this is a great option for folks really just looking to get acclimated to the university life and to get to know more about CU Denver. Next up, we have our first year seminars. These are so cool. These will be available only for the fall though. So when it comes to signing up for these classes, as you look through them in our guide, they're only available your first semester this fall at CU Denver. So as you're reading the guide, if you see, for example, one of our new classes, the history of pirates, and you think that's a cool class, I'll take that in the spring or next year. Sorry, friend, it's not going to be available to you at that time. It's only available this fall for your first semester at CU Denver. So if you see a class in the FYE guide and you're really excited about it and you want to take it, make a note of it. And then if you attend orientation with us, when you meet with an advisor, let them know that you're looking at that class so they can make sure to help you get into the class and registered successfully. Those classes are also capped too. So they're capped at 26 students. So once they fill up, and they're starting to fill up, everyone. So make sure that you pick maybe 1 or 2 classes you'd be interested in taking. That way, if one of them gets filled, you'll still have that other option for you to take as well. And then last but not least, we have our learning communities. So these are 2 or more classes paired together through either a thematic connection or through a major. So for example, we have some bio learning communities. So my biology students, that's a great option for you. And then we also have one called Thinking Like a Psychologist. So if you're interested in learning more about what it means to critically analyze information through the lens of a psychologist, that's a really cool learning community to take as well. And you can find all of those learning communities online in our FYE guide too. And I know we have folks joining us. If you've missed the beginning part of this video, it will be saved to the CU Denver Instagram. So just know that you'll be able to go back and review it too. So I'm also available, like I said, for questions. So if you have any questions about first year experiences at CU Denver, what the benefits are, or if you just want to learn more about orientation too, if you're still a little confused on how to even sign up for that, I'm here to answer. So feel free to drop them in the chat here. And I'm just going to scroll through, see if we've gotten any questions here yet that I haven't answered. Looks like we just have a lot of folks joining us, which is super awesome. Awesome, very cool. So again, that website that I mentioned for you all is that www.ucdenver.edu/FYE. So feel free to check that out so you can review all the classes that we have. And we do have some social media handles as well. So if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram, and it's just CU Denver FYE. Follow us there, and then we also have a Facebook page too, same name, CU Denver FYE. I really recommend following us on social media because we post a ton of updates there. So we will be posting throughout the next few days different highlights on different classes we're offering. We also have a lot of our peer advocate leaders who are our student mentors for all of our FYE classes. They'll be doing little video shout outs and introducing themselves too. So strongly recommend following us on social media for all the latest and greatest updates. And I see a question here, are there any important deadlines coming up? Great question. So for those of you that are interested in enrolling in an FYE course, the biggest thing to do is make sure that you sign up for orientation. So if you haven't already, check your student email, make sure that you have an orientation registration date because that's where you meet with your advisor. So FYE classes, we will fill them as we go throughout the summer in orientation. So there's not technically a deadline for FYE courses, but like I said, they fill up quickly. So just make sure you're making an orientation appointment so that way you meet with an advisor and you can get into the classes you're interested in. Awesome. People are saying they love all the updates. Perfect. A big thing too with these classes is we have a lot of new courses for our first year seminars this year. So I mentioned the Shiver Me Timbers History of Pirates class. It's super awesome. We also have one called the Football and American Culture. So if you're a sports fan and you want to learn more about that, strongly recommend looking into that course too. All right, are the FYE courses going to take place on campus? Really good question. So we are currently following directives from University of Colorado, Denver with all their classes and what they're rolling out. So any updates to how classes for FYE will be hosted, that'll be notified to all of our students in FYE courses through the CU Denver student email. So once we figure out what that looks like for the fall, you'll be notified via email what your FYE course will look like. So for any updates on fall 2020 semester, CU Denver has been awesome about updating students through their CU Denver email. So if you haven't checked that yet or set that up and claimed it, make sure you go and do that too. And someone actually asked, how do I log into my student email? So if you go to ucdenver.edu, so the main webpage, you'll see a quick access or quick tools in the top right corner. So if you click that, you'll see a link that says UCD Access or UCD Student Portal. Click that link and it'll ask you to log in there. There's also a lovely guide available on our admissions page for first year incoming and transfer students that has your next steps after admission. Highly suggest checking that out and following along there. It'll walk you through how to claim your account if you haven't done that yet. And I have a question in here, can transfer students enroll in FYE courses? Yes, they can. If you check out our FYE guide, specifically page 10, page 10 of the guide, we actually list out all of our transfer classes that we offer specifically for incoming transfer students. Now, if you're reading through those, but you are still interested in some of the first year seminars that aren't under that transfer section, just feel free to email us. You can email us at fye@ucdenver.edu, and we are happy to help you get into those other courses. A lot of times transfer students come in and some of them have completed a lot of their core area requirements, which is what our first year first-year seminar classes help satisfy. But every now and then there's one that they still need to take. So we strongly suggest emailing us. We want to get you in those classes, especially if you're interested in them. All right, so if you have any other questions too while we're live here, feel free to post them in the chat. For my folks that just joined, my name is Emily. I am the First Year Experience Associate Director, just here talking about our FYE courses for fall 2020. Victoria asked a great question. What is an FYE course? Yes. So first year experience courses are 3 parts. So there's 3 different options within FYE. So the first option is our UNIV 1110 courses. These courses are a free college elective. That's right, this is a free FREE college credit. So if you are interested in taking a UNIV 1110 course, it will count as a free university elective, and it goes over how to be successful in college, including different workshops we put on, time management skills, and we also do a Strengths Quest assessment, so you learn a little bit more about yourself as a leader and how to build up those skills. And they're also small classes, so if you're a little nervous about being in a bigger class your first semester, these classes are capped at 26 students. So they're nice and small, you get to know each other really well, and they're only available for first semester, first time freshman students or transfer students. So everyone in the class is in the same boat as you. It's their first semester at CU Denver, so you really get to build this close community together. And then the next part of our FYE classes is our first year seminars. You can see all of these options online at ucdenver.edu/FYE. So if you want to check out all those first year seminar classes, feel free to go through there. But these classes satisfy a core area requirement. So these aren't free courses, but what they do is they help you take care of one of those 3 credit hour core area requirements that every student at CU Denver has to complete regardless of their major. So when you're looking at classes with your advisor and you say, wow, I really need to find a humanities course, really good option is checking out a first year seminar class. Again, these are small, they're capped at 26 students, and you also get all the benefits of the FYE program. And that includes getting access to workshops, lectures that we put on, events that we put on for FYE students. And FYE, every class has what's called a peer advocate leader or a PAL. And so PALs are in charge of being that student peer mentor for you. So they'll connect with you at events. They'll also usually add you to different social media channels so you can get connected with each other outside of CU Denver and get invited to different clubs, organizations, and events at CU Denver. So it's a great way to also get connected. And then last but not least, in FYE, we have what are called learning communities. So these are either thematic or major-based communities, and it's 2 or more courses tied together. So if you're interested in those courses, they're all listed in our guide as well, and it breaks down which classes fall under each learning community. So again, highly recommend checking out our guide for more information on those different opportunities. And no matter which section you decide to do, whether it's UNIV 1110, a first year seminar, or a learning community option, you get all of the support that comes with being involved in a first year experience program. I see a few more questions coming through here. What is the roommate situation going to look like this fall? So that's a great question to ask our housing office. So I would strongly recommend reaching out to them. Their information can be found on our CU Denver housing website, and they can give you the most up-to-date information regarding what the fall looks like for our housing on campus. What do people typically say is their favorite part of taking an FYE course after it's done? Yeah, so cool data fact for everyone on here. 90% of our students who take an FYE course recommend it to an incoming student. So they're very highly rated. And what we've heard from students is one of the biggest factors they love about the FYE course is that it's a small class size and it's filled with students who are in the same boat as them. So first time incoming students, transfer or first year students. So they feel like they're building a community with folks who understand what it's like to be brand new at CU Denver. And every year we always get a shout out for our PALs, our peer advocate leaders. So they're also a huge part of the experience. So a lot of folks that were in an FYE course end up becoming a peer advocate leader specifically because of the impact their PAL had on them too. Another big thing is a lot of students say that the mentorship from their instructor for their FYE course was also a huge factor for them too. So some of our FYU students have gone on to do undergraduate research with CU Denver. They've gone on to hold leadership positions out at CU Denver, including working for us again as a peer advocate leader, being on student government, and the list goes on. So again, it's a great way to just get connected at CU Denver. Okay, I have another question in here. Should I wait to pick my classes until my orientation date? Yes, so I recommend waiting to add classes until you meet with an advisor at your orientation date. The biggest reason for this is because if you try to register on your own, a lot of times it's really hard to gauge what you need for your specific major track, and you may run into some errors when registering, and usually there's a hold on your account for an advising appointment too. So if you haven't already signed up for an orientation day, strongly recommend doing that as soon as possible. As we get further into the summer, classes begin to fill up, and so I'd hate for folks to put it off and not be able to get the classes that they really want to take their first semester. So yes, for the person that asked that, definitely make sure you sign up for your orientation date and just wait till then, because you'll meet one-on-one with an advisor and they'll be able to then help you add those classes to your cart, troubleshoot any issues that come up, and make sure you're set up for success on your overall degree plan. I need help with contacting admissions. Oh no, okay, no worries. So I would email admissions@ucdenver.edu. That's the best way to get a hold of us as we all are working remotely right now. Admissions though is really responsive. So if you send them an email, just let them know what's going on with your account or what questions you still have. They'll be more than happy to help out too. All right, so for folks that just joined, if you have any questions about our first year experiences program, signing up for orientation, or just general questions about CU Denver and what it's like to be a student here, feel free to post them in the chat too. A fun fact about me, I'm also a part-time grad student in the CU Denver Business School, getting my second master's in management and organization. So I definitely also have experienced the student side of things too. So feel free to ask away. One of the biggest questions I will say that we get about FYE is, which class should I take? And really it's up to you. So a really big point I always like to put out there for students is to remember that these classes are only offered your first semester at CU Denver. So if you're looking at courses and you see the course on American football, and you're like, wow, that's a really cool course, I really want to take it, I'm just going to hold off on it until next year. Unfortunately, it won't be available for you next year. These classes and the FYE program itself are only available to you your first semester at CU Denver. So again, if you see classes you're really excited about taking, mark them down and then make sure that you reach out to your advisor at your orientation day so you can try to get into those courses. All right, do we have any other questions? Feel free to drop them in the chat. And even though, like I said, I'm here representing first year experiences, if you have just questions on who to contact for other questions that you have, feel free to just post that in the chat too. I'm happy to make sure you're getting connected to the right place at CU Denver. Okay, so for folks just joining, we did have a question earlier about if transfer students can sign up for FYE classes. Yes, they can. So in our guide online at ucdenver.edu/FYE, you can find all of our transfer options as well. But if you are looking to also take a first year seminar class that isn't under those transfer sections, just email us. And someone just posted in the chat, how do you ask questions after this Instagram live ends? Great question. Just email us, fye@ucdenver.edu. We check it daily. It's myself and another person on our team, so feel free to just drop us a question. We're also happy, like I said earlier, to assist with making sure you're getting connected. So if you're still confused on who to contact for different questions or how to sign up for orientation, just feel free to email us and let us know, and we're happy to assist you. So again, fye@ucdenver.edu. I have a question in here on if classes are on campus for the fall. Great question. So CU Denver is still working on the structure for fall 2020. So what I would recommend doing is keeping an eye out on our main CU Denver page. There's a link there where you can look at all the updates that CU is sending out to folks. And as an incoming student, again, check your CU Denver email. All communication will also go to your CU Denver email as well. So If you're curious on if your class will be on campus or not, check that email and just keep an eye on it too over the summer. Any updates will be sent to you and also posted on the main CU Denver website. So someone asked, what do you like most about CU Denver? So what I always tell people is, as someone who's worked on multiple campuses and been involved with a variety of students and staff, I would say what I like most about CU Denver is that the students here are extremely driven. So anytime I talk to a student, it sounds like they're doing 5 million other things outside of just going to class. And I think that's so huge. Students that come to CU Denver have goals in mind, and they're going to strive from day one to meet those goals. So as you're looking at universities, if you're still on the fence, I really love CU Denver and the fact that it's so vibrant. You know, you're in the heart of Denver and everyone is just able to get connected to so many great opportunities and internships and work outside of the campus. It's not hard to find a student who's involved in at least one or two other organizations outside of their major. So that's what I really love about CU Denver for sure. All right, I have a question on, do you know when orientation is? Great question. So orientation is still going throughout the summer. So we actually have orientation dates all the way up through August. Again, strongly recommend signing up for those earlier sessions though, so you can make sure to get the classes that you're hoping to get for your first semester. So if you're interested in more, feel free to check your email, and you can also go to the New Student Orientation website on CU Denver's main page and make sure that you connect up with us. If you still can't figure out how to sign up for orientation, feel free to reach out to NSO, New Student Orientation, at ucdenver.edu, and we'll help you out there. Okay, I have a question in here about where do we buy books for a cheaper price? So there's a lot of really cool options for purchasing books. A lot of times what I'd recommend doing is reaching out to your professors regarding what books they plan on using for class. A lot of times professors know too that books are expensive. We get it. So they will try to find options for you that are affordable, whether that's using an older edition or whether that's working with our campus bookstore in the Tivoli Student Union, where you can actually rent your books, which is definitely a much cheaper option than buying them. And another cool thing about using the Tivoli bookstore is you can also charge your books to your student account. So if that's helpful for you as well, that's something to look into too. But what I would recommend is just searching around. So check out the Tivoli bookstore. A lot of our students use Amazon, but again, it's really up to you. And if you do run into a book that's really expensive and you're really nervous about affording it, talk to your professor. I once had a book that was a brand new edition and it was about $200. So I asked my professor about it and just said, look, I can't afford that. And they were awesome, and they let me purchase an older edition, and then they actually scanned me the chapter that was just the newer one. So there's a lot of really great things to do. And again, the professors want you to afford what the books that they put out there. So talk with your professor if you're not finding feasible options or if you're not able to rent them too. I have some more questions coming in here. Does CU Denver offer club sports? Yes, they do. So if you go to our Wellness Center website, you will actually see a drop-down link that has all of our club sports teams and intramural teams listed. So any new teams that are added or active for this upcoming year should be listed on there. So strongly recommend checking that out on the Wellness Center website for more information about our club sports. What about job opportunities after master's from CU Denver? Yes, love it. So for folks that just joined, I did share earlier that I am also a part-time grad student at the CU Denver Business School, getting my second master's in management and organization. And there are a ton of different opportunities outside of CU Denver after you get your master's. For me personally, I just wanted to explore more of the management side of things, and that way if in the future I want to look at jobs outside of higher education, maybe at consulting firms or think tank and research firms, I can do that with my master's. And the awesome thing about CU Denver is we are connected to so many businesses, both in the state of Colorado and beyond. So if you have one specific company in mind that you really want to work towards with your degree, talk to our Career Center at CU Denver. It's in our Links Connect area on campus, and they can help you with mock interviews. They can look over your resume, your cover letter, make it look really great so it stands out, and they can also share tips with you on how to network with folks too. So there's a ton of options after you get out of CU Denver with your degree. All right, I have some more questions in here. If we already signed up for orientation, will we be contacted through our school email? Yes. So keep an eye on your CU Denver school email, especially after orientation too, because any updates, whether that's from your advisor or from the school itself, that'll be sent to your CU Denver student account. So even if you're not in classes this summer, highly recommend you just start making it a habit to check it maybe once a day, because once you get into school in the fall, it's going to be the main source of connection for you and the university, your professors, and your advisors. Okay. We also have Christy in the chat, it looks like. So Christy Heaton is actually my supervisor. So she works with our Steffi team, which is Student Transitions and Family Engagement office, which is where FYE is housed. So she works with orientation, parent and family programs. She works with me, and she also works with our Center for Undergraduate Exploration and Advising, which, if you are interested in tuning in to see my face later with our Center for Undergraduate Exploration and Advising office, check out our Instagram handle for FYE. It's just CU Denver FYE. Later today at about 4:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're also going to be live with the Q&A office, and we'll actually have some advising staff. So if you have questions specifically for advisors, highly recommend checking us out on Instagram later this afternoon. Okay, when does the Wellness Center reopen? Yeah, good question. So like I said earlier, we are still figuring out what the fall looks like for CU Denver and what safety precautions we all need to take as well, and taking guidance from the state too. So like I said earlier, any updates that get posted about CU Denver and what it looks like for us in the fall, check out our main website. We do have a link to all of our updates there. And again, once you claim your student email, you'll also be sent updates through your student email regarding any updates around what the facilities and classes will look like for fall 2020. Will there be job fairs on campus anytime soon? Great question. So we usually hold job fairs every year through our Career Center. They're huge too, y'all. We have people from all over, not just Colorado, but outside of Colorado coming to recruit our students. We have internship opportunities at the job fairs that they're recruiting for. We have folks from startup companies to established Fortune 500 companies. So there's a lot of really cool opportunities. If you're looking for any networking opportunities other than our job fairs though, check out our Links Connect Center. They'll be doing some virtual events as well. So feel free to log on to their main website and see if they have any virtual events coming up. Highly suggest checking those out too. Okay. I have some questions about a master's in construction management. That's a great question. So I'm not super familiar with the construction management masters, but I would recommend reaching out to our graduate school and just checking with them to see if you can meet with one of our graduate admissions folks who can talk more about that program and also connect you with an advisor or a professor in that program who can shed more information on that specific master's. Where can I claim my student email again? Yeah, so whenever you go online, when you accepted your offer of admission on your student portal side, there should have been a link too with next steps for being an incoming student. You can also check out our admissions website. There's a lot of next steps to look through and do. So when it comes to claiming your student email, that's just one of those steps. So I would recommend going to the admissions webpage and clicking that next steps for first year or transfer students and making sure you're following through all those steps to claim your account. And also, big one is getting registered for orientation too. All right. Oh, someone wanted to know Links Connect. Good question. So for Links Connect, it's spelled like Milo the Lynx, so Lynx Connect. So it's a big center. It houses our study abroad office. It houses our undergraduate experience office and our career center too. So it's all three in one. And the greatest thing about that is you can actually go to their main website and see all of our opportunities for studying abroad, different programs and workshops that our career center puts on, and different internship and research opportunities through our undergraduate experiences office too. So it's really, really awesome. When will the university open for fall 2020? Yeah, great question. So like I said, all of the updates regarding fall 2020 will be available on our main website, so ucdenver.edu, or as I said earlier, once you claim your student email account, any new updates regarding when facilities and buildings will reopen and what classes will look like will be sent to your CU Denver email too. So definitely recommend checking out the main CU Denver website for up-to-date information, and again, also checking your CU Denver email account over the summer too. Another one that I'm just going to plug is following us on social media. So follow us at CU Denver on Twitter, follow us here on Instagram. We do a really great job of also posting that information out on our social media channels, so that's another great way to get information too. All right. So it looks like we are coming up on our time. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Another quick plug, if you want to learn a little bit more about first year experiences and also our Center for Undergraduate Exploration and Advising Center and speak with an advising staff, check us out on Instagram Live later today at 4:45 p.m. on our CU Denver FYE handle. It's just CU Denver FYE. We'd love to see you there too, and we'd love to keep connecting you with folks at CU Denver. So again, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to help you. And if you have any questions that didn't get answered today, please feel free to email us at fye@ucdenver.edu. All right, thanks so much, y'all. Have a good rest of your summer, and I will see you soon.